Good morning, everybody. I'm Dr. Michelle S. Thomas, the proud founder and CEO of the Exceptional Woman Enterprise. This morning, this recording is going to be a little different for me. This has nothing to do with the business, it has nothing to do with any of our events. This is about healing. As I've gone through my life journey, there's been a lot of ups and downs. And so as I sit today and I see the news and all of the things that's surrounding this upcoming presidential election, it takes me back to being a little girl. When I was in elementary school, we had a project that we had to write about what we wanted to be when we grew up. And so I had always seen myself having an impact on a large group of people. And at that early age, there was only one job description that I knew had a positive impact on people. And so I wrote the paper about that position. That position, ironically, was being the president of the United States. And so as I got up in front of the class and got ready to read my paper that I was so proud of, I got the first line out and I said, good morning. And my position is to be the president of the United States. And my teacher jumped up and grabbed my paper and took a red marker and wrote a great big F across my paper and sat me down. And so that had an impact on me. After class, I went up and I asked her, I said, so why did you do that? What happened? And she said, you didn't take the assignment seriously. And I said, but I did. There were two parameters to this assignment. It had to be a real job, and you had to map out how you were going to achieve that position. And I said, but you didn't give me a chance to even get that far. And so my teacher, who I loved dearly, who was a Black woman and did not mean anything by harm, she meant this from her perspective. She said, young lady, in my lifetime and in your lifetime, you will never see a Black president. And in my lifetime and in your lifetime, you will never see a Black woman president. And that stuck with me. So I tell you that story because I sit here at a time in our history that we all should be celebrating. We all should be proud that a woman is standing in this position or even has the opportunity to stand in this position to run for president. Now, whether she makes it or not is something that is very historical for women of color. Yet I see that this is just another moment for people to find a reason to fight. And as that little girl who that was my ultimate dream to be the president of the United States, as I sit here and see the ads and the negativity and the pot shots and the mispronouncing of her name and the disrespect that's happening out there, especially from women, it pains me. It pains me that we can't move past our own pain points to see a historical point. So I sat here tonight and was trying to figure out why. Why does it have to be this way? And I remember that although this is our first moment that we have a woman of color that is this close, she achieved being a vice president, and now she has the opportunity to step into the presidential role. I started thinking about our history and what we've been through as a people. And I realized that this is not our first fight. This is not the first time that we've ever sat in a space where a woman of color, a Black woman, had to go against adversities in order for us to take a step forward into our lives. Now, some of us may have forgotten what our history is or how we got here, but those of us who remember know how powerful this moment is. So, as I was going through tonight and getting my stuff together, I wrote a poem that I want to share with you. Forgive me, I haven't memorized it. I am not a poet, but I felt like this was the best way to really express what this moment means for me and a lot of other women, but mostly for my next 6 generations. The poem is titled, Who Made These Rules? Who made these rules that bind my hands, that cage my spirit, that scar my lands? Who whispered lies in the winds of time, said I am less, though I climb and I climb. From the cotton fields where my ancestors bled, to the boardrooms where they diminished my head. They said I couldn't, said it loud and clear, but still I rise with no room for fear. Harriet ran with the stars as her guide, freed herself, then others by her side. She defied the chains, the whips, the oppression, and whispered, Who made these rules with freedom obsession? Rosa sat down so we could all stand tall. One quiet act that shook the walls. She didn't budge, though the world said get up with force and ask who made these rules so we all could have voice. Shirley broke barriers, the glass, the mold, her voice a trumpet, her will pure gold. She stood where they said women couldn't be and asked who made these rules for me. Then came Kamala, bold and true, a voice for justice, a vision anew. She runs for president with democracy in her sight and asks who made these rules, exhibiting excellence, elegance, and representing what's right. These women, warriors with fire in their eyes, they saw the truth beyond the lies. They rewrote the rules with courage and might so I could stand here and continue to fight. Who made these rules that try to define the limits of this Black soul of mine? They may try to bind me, but they'll see these rules never considered me. For I am the storm, the sun, the rain. I am the joy in the midst of pain. I'll break these chains and carry on the fight for all women to gain God's plan for equal rights. So to those who ask who made these rules, I'll smile and say, they're the fools of the past. For we are the makers, the dreamers, free from limitation, and these rules will crumble for my next 6 generations. I thank you guys for listening. I want you to wake up today, make today great. Let's try to start some healing. Let's stop trying to figure out how we can divide. And especially as women, we can have differences, we have different experiences, different opinions. But when another woman stands and drags another woman down, you're only hurting yourself and the other people connected with you. So let's stand tall, put aside all the differences, and let's make a historical impact on the next 6 generations.